I spent 6 nights in the hospital, from being very close to being operated to finding out I may have the coronavirus. In my hands right now is my hospital report, along with the COVID results. I'm going to be taking you in with the full experience I had inside the hospital. That was good, wasn't it? Start with the video. Let's get it. Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and staying safe at home. My name is Mannz and you guys are watching Mannz Broadcast. Welcome to a brand new video. Now, I put a post up on Instagram 2 weeks ago now saying I was in hospital for a week. This is a post, yep. And really wasn't, doing good. And, I'm grateful to say I'm doing a lot better right now. I was planning on, making this video literally a day or two after I came from hospital. But, the pain was still there, and, I just thought once I fully recover, which I hope I can say now because the pain's gone 2 weeks after right now. So after hospital, I thought, after all the pain's gone now, I can make the video. I put a post up on my Instagram. Most of you, saw it from there. And, some of you even said, share your experience on this. And I thought, why not? Because what I went through was some crazy stuff. I'm going to be telling you some stories and just telling you guys how it actually is in the hospital because, times are crazy right now. And, it'd be interesting for you guys to know as well because you haven't been inside yourself, how they've made changes due to the COVID. I got COVID tested myself. I'm going to be telling you, the procedure. Everything that happens in this video, I'm going to be going through chronologically. A word I can't say, it's really hard to say for myself, so chronologically, okay? Because 6 nights and it would be more easier for you guys to understand if I go day by day and how it went. So let's get started with the video. For those of you who don't know what happened to myself, I had appendicitis. Now, appendicitis is a very common infection disease, which turns into a disease. There's no apparent reason, anyone can get it. In fact, I had this in October 2019, and I made a video on it. For those of you, watched it. What's it called? Hospitalized in India. Remember when I went to India? This is the same infection, so it came back again. This happens to anyone. It can come to anyone. Now, what it is, it's an inflammation in the appendix, abdominal. So where that is, it's located in the bottom right of the stomach. And the pain, let me tell you, is mad, crazy mad. I can't explain it. How only people who can relate are the people who've had it themselves. And looking at the messages, some of you were saying it, and you guys can relate because honestly, the pain is mad. It stops you from doing anything. You can't do anything really. Like, for example, let me put my leg up right now, yeah? Something like this, when I had it, I couldn't do. I can't, it stops you from doing anything. Literally, all you do is you're in pain and, you need assistance. So day one, we're talking about 2 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, 2 a.m. So, the pain had started already in the evening. It started about 5 p.m. in the evening, and it was very small pain though. It wasn't too bad. And I just felt sick, really. So what happened, I went to sleep early, about 9 p.m., 9:30, I was in bed, and the pain was still, it was there. It was very slight, though, very small, so, I could still do my things, normal stuff. I was in bed, I didn't get any sleep, so from 9:30 to, I'd say, about 12, maybe 12:30, I was just in bed. I was very sick, and just the pain slowly as the time came, it was increasing slowly. And then, at around 12, I just thought, it's my appendix again because the pain was slowly, going back there and it was to bottom right. What I'm doing right now, you're touching it, I wasn't able to do because honestly, let's not talk about the pain because it was too much, okay? So, the pain was so much around 1:30, it was increasing as the time came. So around 2 to 2:30, we called the hospital I was in, Wrexham Park in Slough, and they, told me to come in because, they wanted to see. So we went ourselves in the morning. My parents dropped me off in the hospital, and they had to stay outside, obviously, due to, the COVID reasons. So once I was in, what happened, they gave me straight away, they put me on a, what's it called, a drip. What's it? Cannula. I forgot, sorry, it's been 2 weeks, isn't it? Cannula. Now, what a cannula is, it's not a needle, it's like it's like a rubber needle, and they put it in your skin. And here's a photo. I'm gonna put it on the screen. However, if you have what do you call it, a needle phobia, just look away, like do this with your eyes. And I'm gonna do a countdown, and then I'll put it on the screen, because if you have needle phobia, it's not very nice to see in it for you guys. So I'm gonna put it on the screen, 3, 2, 1, and then do this. All right, it's going on the screen. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there. And it's gonna go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it wasn't that bad. You can have a look back if you think you're hard or not, but it wasn't that bad, was it? Okay, so yeah, that was it. My arm, they put thing in, and it has a drip. So what the drip does, it's I think it's glucose, energy, and then it was painkiller, and yeah, they had that on there. So we're talking about 3 a.m. right now for day 1. So yeah, it was all cool, because I was feeling back to normal, as in like a lot better. And yeah, we're talking now around 8 a.m. in the morning. I was feeling good. The drip had finished. They had given me a few tablets, and yeah, I'd finished. So they said I can go back home for now. They did say if I have any pain, call back on the phone. So I was back home. I was very sleepy because I didn't get any sleep all night. So I went back to sleep at home. So I was at home now. I woke up about 11 a.m. in the morning. So I got a few hours sleep. And the pain had started again. It was really bad. It was, increasing again and again. It was so bad that we had to call the ambulance. Now, this is where the ambulance came to my house, and they, came to check. The ambulance people, there were 2 of them. They're really nice people, and I got to know them well because I was with them for a while. They're proper PPE masks and equipment on, due to, for safety reasons. So they came in at home. The video on the screen right now, you can see is them. I think blowing air or something like that. This is a procedure, one of them. Another one which, relieved the pain. The main thing about, appendicitis is the pain. Like, the doctors said it themselves when I was in hospital. They said appendix is more dangerous than the coronavirus, which I understood 100%, because the pain is crazy, and obviously what can happen with the appendix, which I'll be talking to you guys later on in the video. Now, they didn't want to take the risk of me just staying at home, and they thought, yeah, it was a good idea for me to actually go into hospital and, get treated in there. So I went in the ambulance, and they put me on some air thing where they have a mask, and then I blow air, and that just, like that. Oh, that was so weird. And that just decreased the pain. The 2 ambulance people were very nice. Like, honestly, they did a great job, as in, like, from taking me from home to the hospital. So they were gone. I waved bye to them. They put me into the hospital, and I was in the bed. Now, this is the part which went really crazy, because I was taken into the unit. This unit is called the ambulatory care unit. This is the currently, they've named it the A&E non-COVID unit. So this is where I was. At this point, I was a lot of pain. I had my own bed. God, it was so bad. This was probably, easily the worst day, because the pain was the most. Also, I just want to add in the video, I've added a lot of clips in, so you will see, there's overlays of my time in the hospital. Obviously I was in a lot of pain, so I couldn't actually record videos there. But I just thought, if I was to make this experience video, which I am now, I can just overlay them so you guys, can visually see and understand what I'm saying a lot better. So, the clips over there I did make from the hospital myself. So the ambulatory care unit was the place where they first took me in. I had my own section, and it was crazy. Like, the noise was mad. Obviously, I wasn't that bad, as in, like, I was screaming or anything, but I was in pain. But the people opposite me, like, I'm not going to go into, detail as in who it was, but no, these people weren't good, as in, like, they were screaming, and it just made me feel a lot worse, as in, it's true, as in, like, the people around you do have a mental effect on you, what you do. I don't want to sound inspirational here. All right, yeah, okay. I would say I was there for, in the morning, I was there about 6 hours, I would say, in the ambulatory care unit, and these people wouldn't stop crying. Like, they weren't crying, they were screaming. They were in pain. So, I was there 6 hours. They did my CT scan, so they took me down to the scan place, and they scanned me. And in the scan, they told me an hour later they confirmed I have appendix, which I thought I did have, but that just confirmed I had it. So obviously they did say it's not too bad, as in it's not about to explode. Now when I mean by explode, what it is, it's the appendix. If it's too inflamed, it can pop. Now when it pops, it's dangerous, as in it's life-threatening. That's how bad it is, as in because when it pops, it explodes, and all the toxins come out, and it becomes infectious, and the whole body, it goes around everywhere. And once you have that, no, it's not good. What the rule right now, first of all, I've got to say is no hospitals in the whole of UK are doing operations. Now, for a normal person, if they had appendix, they would, straight away after the CT scan would get operated in the theatre. Now, what happens right now is they've put a no to operations simply because of coronavirus. It's a rule by NHS UK and World Health. No. Don't listen to the second. Not World Health. Okay, I need to stop lying. NHS UK said this. 100% they said that no operations have happened, and I can confirm that because even after I've come back home now, we've tried calling private operation people, hospitals, and they've also said the same thing. However, with that being said, if someone is, if it's life-threatening, so for example, if mine was too bad, and they saw that it could be exploding, like it was too inflamed, then they were going to operate me, which is why, now this is important, they said not to eat any food, so which meant I didn't eat food for 1, 2, 3, 4, no, I think it was first 3 days I didn't eat any food, no food. All I was allowed was liquid, and then I think on the third day they allowed me to have like liquidy food, like ice cream or yogurt. So yeah, after my CT scan, confirmed appendicitis, they took me into the ward because obviously nobody stays in the unit I was in, the ambulatory unit. I love saying that word, I don't know why. They moved me from there into ward. I got to see the nurses for the first time, because everyone's in their own place. Now, this is where things got a bit interesting, because it was about night time and my temperature, they check it regularly. My temperature was high. It was around 39, I think, 39.5. It was getting close to 40, and a normal one is 37. So, there was obviously a high temperature. And apparently, what am I saying apparently? One of the symptoms for COVID is, temperature. So now these nurses were getting very worried. They didn't show me. One thing was they were talking, and obviously they were trying to whisper, but I was so close to the reception main bit, and I could hear what they were saying. So I overheard one of the nurses with what they were saying, and they were saying he could have coronavirus, and I was like, okay now. And obviously I knew they were talking about myself because they were talking about bed 4, and I was bed 4. So in the morning they moved me. Now they moved me into one of the rooms, same ward. They moved me into a room by myself. Now this was in a good way. The good thing was I was by myself, no patients around me. The bad thing was it was worrying because it's not for good reason. Now imagine, all they've said to me is that, I've been moved into a room. But obviously I know myself because they didn't tell me, but they thought I had coronavirus. So this is what happened, and I was right, because in the middle of the day, so now I think this is day 3 we're talking, yeah, day 3. So in the midday of the day, the nurse came, and she tested me. Now the way the test works, this is quite interesting because some of you might, may not know this, how the test works. It's like a cotton earbud, it's like it was like this small. The nurse came, and she literally stuck it deep down my throat, and she told me what was going. She said, I'm going to do it up your throat and your nose. And first it was the throat, but why she put it proper deep into my throat. So that was my COVID test. That's how they did it. One thing was I was positive I didn't have the coronavirus, because the only symptom I had was high temperature, and it wasn't any cough or any dry throat, or as in any other symptoms which you normally witness for the virus. At this time I had my own room. As I've said to you guys, this is how my room looked. It was quite spacious. I had my own toilet, which was very spacious. I was in a lot of pain, so there wasn't much I could do. I was in my bed, on my bed the whole time. One thing that I had myself accompanying myself with, I had Punjab radio, so that helped me with my time a lot. There were some good bangers going on Punjab radio. That was good. I would say that the hardest thing at this point was that no visitors, literally nobody, especially, my parents couldn't come through. They were able to drop a few things because I wasn't planning on staying for this long, so they did come through with some clothes. But it was the toughest thing was, my parents weren't able to come to visit me, like a normal hospital, and also friends, as you guys know, who were messaging, just asking to come and meet me, which wasn't possible, and I understand why. It's all 100% the right thing to do because of the coronavirus. Of course, you can't have visitors, just coming through the hospital like that. So that was day 3. The pain was still there. The nurses, at this point, I was having good conversations with them, as in like we were building relationships up. Why does that sound weird? No, like as in we were becoming good friends, yeah, and they were having very good conversations about, I was asking them just questions like how they're finding it, really. A question that, some of you were messaging me but saying how are the hospitals, as in like busy wise. To be honest, they weren't that packed as in I was thinking. Maybe that's because of the section I was in, because there are loads of, the way they've actually made the whole hospital now. They've changed it all because of coronavirus. So maybe the COVID section is full, or a lot more. But the place I was in, the ward I was in, there weren't people walking around, or not like you're supposed to have that, but as in like it was quite quiet, really. Yeah, it was really quiet, as in it wasn't full of everyone. There were some beds with no one on there. So that way it wasn't packed. The hospitals weren't packed. So now let's move on to day 4. Day 4, the pain was still there. It wasn't really decreasing at all, but the drip was still on. One thing I forgot to mention, and this is something I hope I don't keep forgetting, because there's a lot of things that actually happen. Injections. Now this is mad, so crazy, because I'm one of those people who's not scared of injections, but I also don't like them, because it's just the pain, just the thought of having the needle going through you. I'm not one of those people who can easily take injections. And yeah, I took loads of them. I'd say in my 6 nights, I took over 25 injections, and I'd say that with chest, because if I break it down, I had about 3 to 4 injections every day. That was that. So it was either injections or blood taken out. And some days I just had a few more, because I haven't been moving around, so they just poked those through in. And it was so crazy because, so let me give you an example. I think this was day 4, yeah. So injection, I'm just waking up in the morning. I'm still lying on the bed because I'm proper sleepy, and they just knock on the door and say, hey, I'm taking your blood. And then, no, that just wakes me up, isn't it? Just so, what a way to start your day, as just get your blood taken out. And it was one of those things I was getting used to, because I was there for a few nights. So then I'll just wake up, and then I'll just smack myself a few times in the face and just prepare myself for the needle. I actually made a video for the injection. So of course, I'm going to put that video in 3 seconds. If you have a needle phobia, just look away, and I'll just show you the video right now. The injection poking through my arm. 3, 2, 1. I'm joking. I'm not going to show that video because I'm scared myself. Do you guys really think I made a video of myself getting injection when I'm scared? Oh, I need to stop cracking jokes. This is a serious video. Very serious. Psych! Because I had so many injections, I was like, okay, maybe I'll record the next one. And then when the time came, I was like, no, because I was so scared. Obviously, it's just about putting the camera there, but my main focus was making sure, the injection was successful and the needle doesn't actually come out the other side or anything bad happens. But talking about injections, something crazy happened about injection. I'll talk about that as day 6 comes anyway. But yeah, that was day 4. Day 4 was done. Another thing that happened on day 4, my COVID results came. Yay, okay. It came negative, and that was a very good thing, because if I had the virus, that wouldn't have helped with my appendix, because that could have caused any worse things. One thing I've got to say was, through this whole procedure, I was very lucky with what happened, so because it could have gone worse in quite a few ways anyway. Of course, the results for my COVID came back negative. Now, they came to my room and said, first they were really happy. It's hard to explain, because the guy was, I think he was, he wasn't a doctor, he was a nurse, yeah. He was really funny. He said, I'm going to be moving now into a same ward, just a different place, because, there's another patient who's, more severe than me, and who may have actually COVID. So, because I was safe with the COVID reasons, they moved me. So day 4 I was moved, and this was the night where I had other patients around me, and it wasn't the best because these patients were coughing and all sorts. They weren't really good themselves, and it just made me think maybe they have COVID. But obviously I did confirm with them, and they said everyone on here is negative, so it was okay in that way. Day 5 I was feeling a lot better. This was one of the days they said I could have been going back home now, and I didn't end up going, of course. The pain, I think, overnight went low quite a lot, as in it improved quite a bit, as in the drip kept working, so obviously that came in as well. They were giving me a lot of pills. They were giving me a lot of paracetamol, I think it was, and a few other ones. It was coamoxiliv, that's the one. So they're giving me those often. So yeah, they were all kicking in, I'm guessing. The doctors, they come in every morning to do a checkup. They came every day around in the mornings. They thought I could go home on that day, day 5, but the pain was still there. So they wanted me to go home after everything fully recovered. So day 5, the doctor went, and I had a lovely surprise from Suki Sandhu. I've got to give her a shout out. Thank you very much. She actually works in the hospital. She came through with some big munch, and she gave me some beans, chips, a few snacks, loads of crisps, chocolates, and Coke and drinks. So obviously I didn't have everything there because I had to take it slowly, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I appreciate it a lot because it wasn't needed. So it meant a lot. So thank you very much, Suki Sandhu. I know you're watching this, so it's greatly appreciated, and it wasn't needed, but thank you. Now I'm getting into this. I want to say, first of all, thank you for all the messages, because they were really good. I had a lot of time, so I tried my best to reply to them. I still haven't replied to all of them, and I will reply to them all, of course, but it's just nice, for all of you guys to show the love that you were showing me, because I felt a lot, especially, in these times, you can feel like you're alone, and it really did make me. So I'm grateful, to Waheguru for blessing me with a lot of people and support around me. So it was really nice to hear that you guys are praying for me, because I was in quite crazy and dangerous times anyway. Now the last day, day 6, well, it wasn't the last day, as in I went on day 7, but the night 6, we can say, that's a better way of saying it. Once again, they said I could be going home again today, but I went the next day. So what happened on night 6? The doctors came, they said, the pain's going, it's a lot better. But they hadn't taken my, okay, this is another story now, okay. They hadn't taken my blood for 1 day, because I didn't complain, I just put a request saying, because there have been so many injections into me, I just didn't feel, literally waking up every morning with the injection in the morning, then one in midday, one in the evening, it's not the best. And myself, one of those, it's just not the best thing, having injections. It's just not it's not my cup of tea, yeah? I don't think if it's other people's either. So I said, if they can do it through drip. So they did it through drip for 1 day. The doctors wanted to see my blood to see if it's healthy or not. So they did do my blood on day 6, night 6, yeah. So they said if my blood is good, then they can take me home, and I'm safe. So they did my blood. This is my last, blood they took, and I took it like a person. I was going to record this, but I should have recorded it, because what happened was crazy. So on my left arm, I had my cannula, which is, what I showed you guys a photo before. If you guys actually saw it, unless you guys closed your eyes. So they didn't end up doing anything on here, but they did it on my right arm. So what happened was, they put a needle. So I'm not going to say the name of the nurse, because no, I don't want to embarrass her. Okay, so the nurse started with the injection. She tried 3 times on my right arm and once on my left arm. Okay, what was happening was blood wasn't coming through. It wasn't because I didn't have blood in my, because that was one of my, I thought maybe because I haven't been eating as well, blood isn't flowing through, or I just don't have any blood left in my body. But it was just because they poked so many holes, not holes, but like injected me so many times, that it came as small dots in my arm. Now they've actually gone, but back then it was very visible, as in you could see in my arm where they've actually poked the injection through. Just thinking about it's weird. Okay, yeah. So it was like I could see about 7 dots just over there. So because you know, it's a very small place, she couldn't do it in the same place. So it was so hard. So she did one over here, one over here, and one over here, just in the arm, like different places, and blood wasn't coming through. And imagine poking an injection through, and just I thought it would be one injection. It ended up being 4 injections, and they all failed. And as in, the blood wasn't coming through. As in, I don't blame the nurse because it was hard. As in, so she moved into left arm. Same thing happened. So they called another nurse, and she was a bit more, as in, I think, experienced, she said herself, and yeah, they ended up doing it. They did it lower on, so it was a lot more painful. Oh, I'm just so happy I'm back home, bro. Oh God. So they took the blood came back the next day in the morning. First thing I woke up and I heard that my blood is very good. They didn't say it was good, they said it's very good, so that made me feel happy. And that was my last day in the hospital. They said I'm going to be back home in about lunchtime, and that was it really. That was my experience, the hospital. I've got to say a big thank you, you know, and big up the NHS, all the nurses who have helped. It's been an experience. I was on the phone with my friends, you know, throughout the, you know, my hospital, who kept me company. I was talking to Manfred, and I was saying to him myself, as in, how am I having a good time, as in the experience wise, and he was shocked, as he was like, are you feeling okay? You saying that you're having a good time in hospital? What I mean by that, and I still stick by that, because I had a great time in hospital. Other than the pain, of course. So taking the pain out, the hospital was a great experience, as in the nurses treated me very well. They gave me, you know, a nice time there. Experience I won't forget. It was, you know, it was great. Got to give a shout out to just a couple of nurses. Shout out to Nurse Emma. First of all, she was the main, she's the senior nurse in my ward, who you know, took care of me. You know, we had some great laughs, and she was a great personality. You could tell she was very experienced, and she was just nice to be around, and she just made me feel a lot better. So Nurse Emma, a big shout out to you first of all. Nurse Susie, who was with me when I was in my room by myself, so she was there then. She was very nice as well. Fun fact, she actually took this photo, so thank you for that photo, credits to her. Thank you very much, nurse, both of you guys. There's so many other people in my ward who helped me. They're just amazing, and I do regret not getting one of their contacts. I'm 100% going to find myself a way in which I can find contact with them. And after this coronavirus is finished, I am going to be doing some sort of fundraiser where we do get some money together. I'm going to need all of you guys' support, but I'll be telling you guys as that happens. So, you know, keep an eye out on that, because I'm definitely going to be giving back to them, to that ward. Just, you know, they helped me, so it just makes sense to help them back. So that was it. Yeah, that was my experience in the hospital. You hear it a lot, you know, we all clap for them on Thursdays, but once you actually go inside and see the work they're actually getting up to, you know, just talking to the nurses, they are going through sleepless nights. They really are. It's not something they make up. I saw myself, and I can tell you guys for certain, they're not going through the best time right now. So we really do, we should appreciate the work they're doing. The NHS, they're amazing, honestly amazing, and I'm really grateful to be back home and recovering well. Of course, after all of this is finished, I'm going to, it's the best thing is for myself to be operated and get a surgery done, so this never happens again. But that was my experience. You know, I told you everything, you know, from the heart, as in my honest opinions, and honestly, it's been an experience I will never forget. And that was it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope I haven't missed anything. I really don't, because there was a lot to talk about. Thank you for making it if you're already this far. And yeah, thank you very much for the support and all the messages. Honestly, it's been great. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. My name is Mannz. You've been watching Mannz Broadcast. Goodbye.
I'm on a wave, don't play it safe. They got me stepping out the raid. There's a mistake. I'm on a jet ski on a lake. I'm on a wave. There ain't no way to not go pay. It's Moose and Drake, and that's the way it's gotta stay. Yeah, I just flipped the switch. Flip, flip.